Why is it that Sidhu became a target of this killing, and what was his background? The famous Punjabi singer and well-known rapper Sidhu Moose Wala has been cremated, and it's been capturing the headlines for the last few days, his tragic death. Just to start about what is the analysis of the situation, what led to his death, let me give you a little bit of a context of the facts that we know so far about the killing. For one, of course, he's a very famous singer and that he was a politician, but this is a killing which is an outcome of a gang war. The names which are coming forth are of Goldie Brar, who's based in Canada, and also of Lawrence Bishnoi, who's currently lodged in the Tihar jail. It was supposed to be a revenge killing for a person called Vicky Midukhera, who was also a singer and a youth Akali Dal leader. Midukhera was killed, and Moosewala's aide called Shagan was supposed to be involved in this case, and Moosewala is supposed to have also been a conspirator or may have been behind this killing. Shagan, of course, fled the country and went to Australia, but the gangsters say they have now avenged this killing. Apparently, Sidhu had police protection or Punjab police protection till very recently. In fact, the very day the police protection of the 4 commandos which were assigned to him was withdrawn, he was killed the very next day. This is what we know of the case so far. 30 bullets were pumped in his body, of which the post-mortem report says about 22 actually got lodged in his body. So it was, of course, a ruthless killing. What we should go further and try to investigate is why is it that Sidhu became a target of this killing, and what was his background. For one, of course, it seems that he was involved with gangsters, as we know in the Midukhera case, as well as the fact that there were other people in the music industry that he was against. For example, we know the name of a person called Karan Ahuja, who's also a musician. Both of them always kept trading barbs through social media, through live performances, besides the murder case that I just spoke about. The second point is about his open promotion of the gun culture. His YouTube picture has a AK-47 in it. He has a song where he was seen with an AK-47. He had 5 policemen involved in that, showing him as using it or training with it, and he was booked under illegal possession of arms. He went underground before he finally got bail. And as you would have it, he came out and brought out another song called Sanju, where he talked about being booked for illegal possession, nearly celebrated the fact that he was booked under the same section as the famous actor Sanjay Dutt. Again, it seemed like he was obviously quite nonchalant about the entire episode. You might remember in 2020, the farmer agitation was at its height. Farmers were camping in Delhi. The state of Punjab was in unrest. And he came out with this song called Punjab The Motherland, where he talked about the oppressiveness of Delhi and its power control. And then he talked about Punjab as an independent motherland. He talked about, he showed visuals of Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala. He took excerpts of an infamous speech of Khalistani sympathizer, you might say, of the 1980s called Bharpur Singh Balbir, who had made that speech. It was disturbing, it was controversial that he was openly bringing out a song like that. The next thing was a surprise move, because as I said that he brought this separatism in his songs, and then quite took a U-turn and joined the Congress party. As everybody knows, the separatists are most against the Congress party due to Indira Gandhi, and he joined the Congress party, and he even campaigned, and he lost the election this year, and came out with another song called Scapegoat, where he called all those people who voted for the Aam Aadmi party as traitors. He was not a man free of controversies. In fact, he had repeatedly kind of courted controversy, and he had made these songs which promoted gun culture, separatism, and all of that added to the background of his links with gangsters. But as an overall analysis, one must see it as a reflection of what is happening in the state of Punjab, which is actually the analogy I want to make and want to analyze, and want to put in context for you as a takeaway from this killing. And that is that there is gang war, and there are gangsters on the rise in Punjab in recent years. In fact, more or less the ideological war of Khalistan is over, but the gang war is rising, and these are the people which Khalistani separatists sometimes are using to promote their own ideology or to carry out certain missions, like the one we saw recently as a blast in the Mohali intelligence headquarters, which was done by a gangster called Harvinder Singh Rinda, who is now hiding in Pakistan, and he had fled India via the Nepal route. So whether Moose Wala was himself linked with gangsters, or he was being forced to support gangsters, is a question that remains unanswered. But the fact of the matter is, in the state of Punjab, Punjabi folk song, folk singers, musicians, rappers, and it's a rich culture of music there, they are having to associate with these elements. And the second disturbing fact is that, particularly since the farmers' agitation, the rise of the separatism movement or activation of the separatists in foreign lands has taken place. And even though separatism as a movement is virtually dead in Punjab, at least at the ground level, within India, it is the foreigners or these people who have fled to foreign lands like Canada, UK, who are trying to instigate trouble. For example, with Sidhu Moose Wala's killing, immediately Seeks for Justice's Pannu has issued a warning saying the Punjabi singers should either support Khalistan or they will face consequences. Now, Pannu is somebody who has no mass-based support in India. He's always publicity hungry. He's always trying to capitalize on situations, trying to make something out of himself, though he's not much of a personality in terms of the support that he yields within the country. But he uses this opportunity to again forward his own agenda, which is therefore actually the part that I wanted to bring out, that it is a sad reflection of the way things are in Punjab, or how foreign elements are trying to use any and every opportunity to create instability and disturbance, and that gangs are now on the rise, and they too are being used by different elements to carry on killings, or for their own gang rivalries, or to actually create a sense of disturbance within a state which was always known for its prosperity and hard work, but now these people are trying to create a sense of disturbance, especially because it is a border state.